Are you ready for a what I've been playing, watching, reading video? Let's go! Hey YouTube, welcome to the channel, welcome back to the channel, Bambinos. Hope you're having a good weekend. This is technically in the morning, so good morning, but it'll probably be uploaded this afternoon, so good afternoon. Yeah, before we go any further, right, I did an unboxing on the channel video where I bought a Street Fighter collection of the anime, and it came with 2 free posters. And well, as I was opening it, I thought, oh, if this is a Street Fighter 4 poster, I'm going to have a lot of good luck. So I have, and long story short, or cut the story short, it was a Street Fighter 4 poster, and honestly, since I've had it and framed it, I've had nothing but good luck. So, for example, I've got them written down here. Swans beat Cardiff yesterday. We did the double over them. I've got a new job. I'm winning every bid on eBay. Street Fighter 6 Collector's Edition gets announced, and I've already secured my pre-order on that. So if you want to share the good luck, subscribe, smash that subscribe button, or Hadouken that subscribe button if you like. Either smash it or Hadouken it. Let me know which one did you do. Sorry, shameless plug for my little channel, but we're just over a year old. I think we were a year last week. Was my 1 year anniversary of having a YouTube channel, and let me tell you, it's one of the most positive things I've done in the last year. I really enjoy it. It's nice. It's not hard. It takes a lot of guts to do it, but it's not hard talking about video games and watching and stuff like that. So, with that shameless plug out of the way, this is welcome to what I've been playing, watching, and reading. Okay, and I do apologise while I scratch my neck. I was going to itchy neck. I haven't done one of these for, I think it's a month. So this will be, normally I do one every week while I've been playing, watching, reading. I've been really busy. You know, it's like a new job. I worked last Sunday. Normally I do them on the Sunday. So, yeah, this is what I've done in a week. This is what I've done in the last month, okay? So I've got quite a few games, I've watched quite a bit, and I'm reading a new book. So yeah, I've got quite a bit to update you on, okay? But one thing I'm not looking down, I got notes on my phone I have, okay? So I'm not distracted. Sorry if it looks rude. Something I'm really happy with, a new addition to the PlayStation Store, it's new to me anyway, is the demos. And the demos is a great way. Like years ago with magazines, used to buy a magazine, it was like £5 or £6 for the magazine, but it used to come with a demo disc. And if you're of my generation, you'll probably remember some of the demos used to play them, hours and hours and hours. And like sometimes it'd say, the game's not finished, so it's not quite polished enough, you know. I can't remember the name of it. It was a racing game. I got so good at it because I played it over and over again. I'd almost lap every single other car, but I just knew the track inside out, you know. Yeah, so the demos I've been playing, okay. I really enjoyed Resident Evil 2. I probably will pick that game up. I gotta be honest, it really impressed me. You gotta be quite careful with the amount of ammunition you're using and stuff like that. So I probably will pick up that game. I also played Resident Evil 4, the remake, the Chainsaw Level or something, whatever it was called, and I didn't like it. I did play the original GameCube Resident Evil 4. Someone lent it to me. They hyped it up so much. It just wasn't for me. But the Resident Evil 2, the remake, if the demo is a reflection of how good that game is, yeah, I'm definitely gonna pick that up. Okay. Then another one I would have bought, but I didn't like the demo, was Oddworld Soulstorm. I normally like the Oddworld games. I got into them on the Xbox, so Stranger's Wrath and Abe's Odyssey, I think they were called. Really good games, but there was something about it. It's quite an expensive game. Normally a game will be like 50, 60 quid, then it'll come down to 30, 20s. It's still around about the £25 to £30, I think. And honestly, if I'd seen that in the wild, I probably would have picked it up. But after playing the demo, visually, I don't know what it is. Visually, it's very good, but there's just something about it. I thought, nah, I'm not really feeling this. And if I pay £20 plus for it, I'll be a bit disappointed. So I've saved myself some money there. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. That was actually on my radar. I was going to pick it up. I think it came out on the PlayStation 3. Now, I'm not aware of the characters, the franchise, or anything like that. So maybe if I'd watched the anime, I might have had a different opinion. I just didn't like it. It's a fighting game, and that's what originally attracted me to it. So I thought, okay, I'll have a quick go at this. And it just wasn't for me. I like the art style. It gives me Street Fighter 4 vibes, if I'm being honest, the graphics and the presentation, but nah, it just wasn't for me. And Destroy All Humans, that's another one. I really enjoyed the demo of that. I think it's a remake. I think the games came out on, I think I remember them on the Xbox and the PlayStation 2, that generation, so they've had a bit of a polish. Controls are great. I don't know if they've modernized the controls on it, but yeah, I really enjoyed Destroy All Humans 2. Will I pick it up? If I see it cheap, really cheap, you know, I don't know if it'll hold my attention long term, okay? Yeah, that was all the demos that I've played. And the game that I haven't got, because I've traded it in, so I'll talk about the games that I've been playing. That's how many games I've played in the last month, okay? Just Cause 4, that's had to go. I got rid of that. It's not as good as Just Cause 3. I put a good couple of hours into it, but what bothered me or stopped me from playing it was I was only early on in the game, but they kept respawning enemy vehicles coming into this camp thing, and they just wouldn't stop. I thought, right, okay, I'll be stubborn now. I'll do it for 25 minutes. So I set the timer. It's 25 minutes, and they just kept spawning enemies. I thought, this is silly now. It's getting boring. So I don't know if it's a glitch in the game or the whole game was like it, but I checked on CX. I had a decent trade-in price for it. Not far off what I paid for it, so I thought I'll trade that in. There's no point to saying I don't like it and putting it on the shelf. While I get a decent trade-in CX, get it gone. That's the way I'm feeling. Right. Let's go through the games then. I did a Capcom vs SNK 2 on Friday Night Fights. That's the only live stream I've done in the last month, I think. It's amazing how much can change in your life in a month, isn't it? Yeah, so thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah, the disc is never in there. It lives in my GameCube, I'm not going to lie. Just checking, that feels really light. What can I say? It's an amazing game. I'm really glad I caught this on live. I unlocked Amiga Rugal on it. Now, I'd unlocked Shin Akuma, because there's 2 characters that you got to unlock, and I've done a Shin Akuma months or years ago. I've unlocked Rugal on the Xbox version, but yeah, I don't understand what criteria you need to meet to unlock these characters, you know. So yeah, I unlocked Amiga Rugal. I think I played through it 2, maybe 3 times, messing around. But yeah, so I really enjoyed that. Now, I haven't completed all these games as well. Obviously, I did arcade mode on Capcom vs SNK 2. I stuck this in Velocity 2X Critical Mass Edition. I can't get that bloody CX sticker off. I do apologise. I really enjoyed this. Someone recommended this to me in the comments, or when I did a pickup, they said you might like it. Visually, it doesn't, but it gives me Sonic the Hedgehog vibes. Now, it's a shmup and a side-scrolling platformer. It's really fast-paced, though. I've only played it the once for... I didn't know how long I played it, but I noticed there was a timer counting down. And it continued, so I don't know what happens when that timer runs out. Maybe it's game over, so you've got to speedrun it. But yeah, I really did enjoy that game. I'm going to go back to it, okay? My PlayStation 3, or I'm borrowing a PlayStation 3 off my imaginary friend Chris. Shout out my imaginary friend Chris. So my PlayStation 3 is getting a lot of love. And first game I put on was Resistance 3. Then I noticed my control pad was broken. I bought a new charging cable, but the charging cable is only about that long. Well, I don't know, a meter or something like that. I sit pretty close to my telly anyway, by choice. But and the cable was a little bit loose. So for £5 on Amazon, I bought a much longer cable. It's like 3 times the length. It's got a magnetic end on it, so it doesn't move, so it doesn't lose the connection when it's charging. And then I thought, great, but then the controller was faulty. I was fighting this massive boss thing, this alien, and it kept like bringing up the weapon select screen, changing my weapons, and I tried to stick with it, and it didn't work. I thought, okay, maybe the game's faulty. So I just grabbed Battlefield Bad Company 2, sorry. And the same thing was happening there. So I thought, right, okay, let's just buy it. I go on eBay and have a look how expensive the new controllers are. And I found a seller. He was selling the brand new, sealed, boxed PlayStation 3, is it the 6-axis control pad? I should grab it, it's just over there. I think I did show it off on my pickups video. And it works, it's what you expect, brand spanking new, you know. So I thought it might have been too good to be true because it was at a very good price. Much cheaper than you can pick them up in CEX, and they're pre-owned in CEX. So these are the 2 games that I've been playing on the PlayStation 3. I'm only a couple of missions in on Battlefield 2. But yeah, I'm about halfway through, I want to say, on Resistance 3. I'm really enjoying it though. I still think Resistance 2 is the one that I'll always prefer. I think that's the boss I was fighting, actually. You can see the size in him. There's your guy, and that's the boss. Yeah, he wasn't that hard, but when it was the controller was fighting against you, it was even harder, you know. So yeah, that's what I've been playing on the PS3. The Xbox 360 had a little bit of loving. Operation Flashpoint Red River. Only put this on for one afternoon. I was off. Visually, it's a very nice game. The control's a little bit dated, but I kept making silly mistakes. Like, for example, I was about 5 minutes wasted. It says, get back in your truck. So I was at the wrong truck, and I was trying to get in the truck, and there was the truck behind that. I was like, well, what button do I press? I was pressing A, I was pressing Y. I was pressing all the buttons. I was running around it. Then I know, oh, fuck, dumbass, it's the truck behind. That's my fault. That's not the game's fault. Yeah, it's a good game. I would have loved it if I played it when it originally came out. But yeah, I've heard really good things about these games, so I'm going to stick with that. Right, Yakuza Like a Dragon. I've stopped playing it. I know a lot of people love it. I like the Yakuza franchise. I know a lot of people love the turn-based Dragon Quest style of gameplay. Dragon Quest inspired. Dragon Quest is his favourite game in it as well. So there's a big like shout out to Dragon Quest. So the makers of this are obviously fans of Dragon Quest. But I prefer the original Yakuza games over this. The story's good. But what was bothering me was I was leveling up. I know with RPGs, I don't mind it. The grind, you got to level up, level up, level up. But all my characters, my team, the homeless guy, the doctor guy, and the ex-retired police officer, they were getting really strong, really powerful. But his hits just weren't, I don't know, maybe I was doing something wrong. And it was like, for fuck's sake. It's like, the other guys were one hit killing everyone. And his was always leaving that little bit of health on the enemy. It's like, oh, for God's sake. So I don't know if I'll ever get back into it, but I might end up trading that in. Again, more power to you. If this is your game, more power to you. But my opinion is I prefer the original Yakuza games, you know. But it is a shame because it is quite an interesting story, you know. Also been playing Mortal Kombat XL. only briefly been playing it. Basically, I love doing the fatality training. Just messing around with that, recording it and uploading it onto my YouTube channel on my shorts. Messing around, putting some silly music over it. Yeah, so that's what I've been playing there. And I just miss Goro so much. This is the newest game with still has Goro as a playable character, you know. Right, the Ascent. I haven't played this for a couple of weeks. I was stuck, but there was like this boss, this massive mech thing, and I was leveling up, and then I just thought, let's go back and fight him. Done him first time. And there is a DLC on sale at the moment. There's a really cool samurai skin that you can pick up. I thought, oh, it's got my name written all over it. And, sorry, scratchy head. Yes, I'm really enjoying that. That's a game, it does hold my attention. It's like an in-between game though. I'll play it, say I finish a game, and I'll show what else to put on. I got a couple of hours left to kill of the day. I'll stick this on. So I'm going to stick with it. But it's not, I can play it today, then go another week or two without playing it, then play it. It's a slow dip in and out of game. That's what I'm trying to say, if that makes any sense. But I do recommend that game. And the star game of the show, okay, for the last month is Fallout 4. I finished the main story last night. What an amazing game. I really did enjoy it. I played this originally when it first came out. I remember I was living in Newcastle, and I just really didn't like the base building mechanics, or like I had to power up an antenna, and then it was like, oh, you need copper or something. So I didn't really know how to play it. So I had this playthrough. Then I went as a woman to mix it up. And I was noticing when I like searching the dead bodies, I was looking, right, copper wire, I might need that, or cotton yarn, I might need that later on in the game. My level character was up to like 45, 46, something like that. I don't know if I got the good ending, but it's still on the hard drive because I know he does the main story and then you can carry on. So it's something. Oh, and I did as well. There's what's changed since the first time I played it. You got it's just on there. It must have been an update or something, where you can do mods. And the only mod I've done is I think it's the most popular one, is where there's like, instead of just having vast dead landscape, there's like a nice green grass everywhere, and the trees have got green leaves on them. Made a nice big difference because I like to, with my games, like have a bit of escapism. That's a big word, isn't it? Escapism. I said it first time as well. And at the time I was a little bit depressed because something happened with my previous job that wasn't fair, where I had to leave. I was like, I've got to go. I can't stay with all this. It was like loads of little things with my job, right? And it was starting to mess with my mental health, so I had to leave. It's not nice leaving. I had a lot of good friends working in my previous job. I miss you all. Shout out the crew. I would nearly said where it was, and I wouldn't say where it was. Maybe I'll do that in another video. I'm not into naming and shaming shit companies, you know. Yeah, so I had to leave because of a certain person, and I needed a game to take me away from my issues. A couple of hours a day. I just want to like go on vacation for a couple of hours, and this was the game that it did it. It definitely did it. And last night, I didn't think I was anywhere near the end, but yeah, I got an ending. I don't know if it's a good ending or not, but yeah. And that game, I paid £2 for that in the steel case. I bought that because I liked the look of the case. Maybe it had like one of those clear sleeves on top. I don't know. But for £2, fuck, I've had my money's worth and more. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so strong. If you haven't played Fallout 4, definitely recommend that. That is what I've been playing. I need a new game now. I'm thinking Kingdom Come, is it? Yeah, Kingdom Come. That's another game I got on the shelf, you know, so I'm tempted to get into that. Right, let's have a look at my notes. Right, so with my spending, okay, it's more of a chatty video, isn't it? So if you watched yesterday's video, I pre-ordered the £250 Street Fighter Collector's Edition. It is the top one that's available. So I've done a bit of budgeting, I suppose. I'll tell you how I'm going to pay for it, all right? So I was going to buy the Nintendo Switch. I've been waiting for... I wasn't sure. I was waiting for the price to come down, or I wanted a special collector's edition. I know I would have had... If they had a Street Fighter one, I would have had it by now, okay? And the one that caught my eye, there was the Zelda Switch. It's the Tears of the Kingdom, I think it's called. I really like the look of it. It's the OLED one, and it's got the, like, basically it's the same thing, but it's got the Joy-Cons, the Zelda themed, and the base, the dock is Zelda themed, and that was £320. I think it's coming out at the end of this month or next month or something like that. So I was having I thought, right, okay, maybe I'm going to buy one. So I'm not going to buy a Switch now because of the Street Fighter comes first. And oh yeah, I'll show you now. I've done a bit of budgeting. So basically, how am I going to play for it? So I need to find £250, right? So I won a bet yesterday. I put a couple of quid on the Swans, and I had £10. Boom. So that's need to find 240 quid. I've cancelled Disney Plus. It's only got really The Mandalorian. I was watching it the other day, and I'm like, is it the end of the world if I don't watch them for the rest of the year? So I've cancelled Disney Plus for the rest of the year. Now that's saving me £72 by cancelling that. And another one, right? I'm trying to lose a bit of weight. I order ice cream. My one treat a week is a tub of ice cream. All right. So if I don't, it's £4 a tub of ice cream. That's my one treat of the week. So no weekly ice cream for the rest of the year. So health-wise, it's going to help me. And financially, I'm going to save £126 just by not ordering one thing in my shopping. So far, it's £208 that I've raised. So I need another 38 quid. So yeah, £38. That's doing my maths in my head then. Beep, boop, beep. So I'll find that from somewhere. All right. So that's how I'm going to pay for my Street Fighter. I just put a little note in there. Okay. Right, update on Tekken Tuesday, Friday Night Fights, and SNK Sunday. I've only managed to do one live stream, which is obviously Friday Night Fights, which I told you earlier on. But with this new job, I work evenings, okay? I finish work at 10 o'clock. I'm home by 10:05, mind. But by the time I see to my dog, I got to take my medication, and that relaxes me. So I don't think it's a very good idea to go live at about 10:30 on those evenings, okay? So at the moment, I don't know if I'm going to carry on doing a live stream. If I've got an evening off, I might do a Saturday live stream or something, or Sunday live stream. I don't know. Okay, I used to do SNK Sundays. But I'm just too busy the last month, okay? But I will think of something, because I do really enjoy the interaction. I enjoy the game, and I enjoy playing the game with people watching and interacting and asking me questions or whatever on them. So I will think of something. I'll let you know going forward, okay? So that's what I've been playing. What have I been watching then? One's gone. I've traded in. I watched The Batman. I enjoyed The Batman. It's a good film, but would I watch it again? I got no itch to watch it probably the next 5-6 years, if I'm being honest. If it was to come on one of the streamings, if it comes on Netflix, if it was on Netflix right now, I probably wouldn't watch it this year. I did enjoy it though. I think it's a better looking film. Visually, it's very impressive, but it's the same old story. It's a bit darker, grittier, which I like that style of where they're going. But for example, it's not as good as The Joker. Nowhere near as The Joker. I was like, wow. I think I watched that 3 times the first month I watched it when I bought it. I went to the cinema to watch that, and then bought it and watched it twice in 1 week. It's rare that I do that with any film. All right. Right. So, what else have I been watching then? I've got quite a stack here. I watched, this is the Street Fighter collection that came with the poster, the Street Fighter 4 poster. I've watched them all before, apart from Street Fighter Alpha, the movie. It's alright. It's only, if you're not a fan of Street Fighter, then maybe not. But But yeah, I enjoyed it. It's not visually as good as the animated movie from 1994. I don't know when this actually came out. 1999. Wow, okay. Yeah, you would have expected it to be a bit higher. Maybe they didn't have the budget or something like that. But I recommend it if you're a Street Fighter fan. Ruby, watching that. I think I watched one episode last week, so I'm only a couple of episodes in. This is season 2, okay? I like them. Maybe it's a guilty pleasure, I don't know. But the fighting animation is the highlight of it. You can almost watch it in slow motion. It's so good. And it's not as funny as the first one so far, but the first one was a little bit of a slow burner with me. Then the characters got funnier as it went on. But yeah, I'm enjoying that. So I've been watching Ruby. Oh, I really enjoyed this. The Crow. It's amazing. I haven't seen this film, at least 10 years. And I still remember there was nothing in it that I forgot. Yeah, it's really good. What surprised me as well, though, in a weird way, is how young everyone is. I remember all the actors and stuff. Everyone, that's a sign of how old I am or how old I'm getting. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's as you get older, those things doesn't make sense. It's like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why is he doing that? But yeah, it's a good turn your brain off. I really enjoyed that. I think I might have watched that in one sitting as well. But that is rare for me. I did watch this in one sitting, Reservoir Dogs. I think I bought this last week. I bought it because of all the extra features. I haven't actually got around to watching any of the extra features yet. Basically, I put this on while I was rearranging my games room. So I think now it's all back in alphabetical order because I bought a new Billy bookcase and new shelves. So basically, everything had to come off the shelves at one point, and the floor was full of games, okay? And I had to put everything back. So I put everything back, but I didn't put it back in alphabetical order. And it's amazing how long that takes. So while I was doing that, I wanted something on in the background. So I put this on, and it was distracting me too much. I ended up just sitting down, really, just because I love the film so much. So it slowed me down, really. I would have been better just having music on in the background or something. But I really enjoyed it. Mr. Blondie, so cool, isn't he? I got the itch to play the video game now that came out on the PlayStation 2. I picked that up as well at the same time. But yeah, if you haven't seen Reservoir Dogs, definitely recommend it. Yeah, that's Reservoir Dogs. And the best film I've seen, though, maybe of the year. So far, yeah, the best film I've seen this year is Sister Street Fighter. It's the first one. This is the collection. So it's got all 4 films on there. Little bit disappointed to find out the first movie is on disc 1. I think disc 2 is in my PlayStation now. I was watching it last night. It looks like the first movie is, you can either watch it in the original audio, Japanese, and have subtitles, or you can watch it dubbed. Okay, so I watched it dubbed, and it's brilliant. Okay, it's massively beset before Street Fighter, and I gotta be honest, I think Chun-Li is inspired by this woman here. Okay, it's 1974, I think the first movie came out. Okay, it's a spin-off of the Street Fighter movies, so they're early 70s, late 60s maybe. That's on my watch list on Amazon now. So hopefully when that comes down to a decent price, or if I see it for a decent price, yeah, I'll definitely be picking that up. Okay, so the first movie, like, what stood out for me was there's one scene where you can see the wires, they're attached to wires, and like right at the end, but a lot of the work, it's just light years before CGI and stuff. Like, there's one scene where there's 2 buildings pretty close together, and she climbs up, like the enemy's climbing and she's climbing up, and you think she's actually doing that. Another scene was where one of the like ninja characters jumps off this really big height, and they don't make a big deal of it, and it's like, fuck, if I tried to do that, I'd break both my legs and my back. Really impressive, and they're genuine, actually martial artists. They're not actors first. I think they're martial artists first, then they're actors, and then or actresses. And there's a scene I wish I could show you where her hair is done up like Chun-Li's. You know, the two buns that she ties her hair up. So she's got that going on as well. So I don't know if I'm right. I haven't really looked into it. I'm quite surprised I didn't know. But I'm pretty sure Chun-Li was inspired by these movies, this character in particular. And I tell you what, right at the end, like Kill Bill kind of style movies they are, okay? So Kill Bill is definitely inspired by this kind of style, the music and stuff like that. So the other thing that stood out, or two things, is the facial expressions. Like she's doing all these moves, and it's like very, if you like Bruce Lee, because his face is, he'd act it out, and his face, he'd be so into the moves, like, and he'd express it through his facial expressions, if that makes any sense. So that stood out. But there's this scene at the end, right, where she's in this like room, and she's upstairs, and she's fighting one of the main bad guys, and she's struggling on the floor. She's an absolute badass as well, right? And she kicks ass. But she's struggling on the floor, like twisting round this bad guy. She's got her leg in some kind of like MMA kind of fucking move. But she twists the guy's head round, right? I can't show it, right? It's amazing, right? She twists the guy's head round. The blood that comes out of the mouth, right, is too thick. It's like tomato ketchup, right? It's terrible blood effects, but just embrace it. It's early 70s, right? Just go with it, right? But she twists this guy's head round, and he stands up, and he walks down the stairs backwards. It's like they've obviously basically what they've done is put his suit that he had on backwards. But instead, that's like, why did they do that? But it's just, I was laughing in my head. You can tell I'm laughing now. But it's so funny, and everyone in the room is supposed to be fighting this one woman. And everyone just stops and looks as he's coming down the stairs, and the camera like pans down and then up, and it's like you see his feet first of all, and his head's facing the wrong way, and then he just falls on the floor, and then the, like tomato ketchup-y blood comes out of his mouth. Oh, I tell you what, guys, if you see that, oh, I paid £10 for that. Oh, actually, I traded in the Batman. They gave me £5 in CX, so I put that towards this, and it was £10. There's 4 movies on there. I think normally it's around by the £25 mark. You might get it £15 to £20 on Amazon when it's on sale, but I definitely recommend that. I was howling laughing watching that, okay? Yeah, what else? All right, yes, YouTube. As you know, I effing love YouTube. I'm trying not to swear as much as well. I love YouTube, right? So I watch shit. Oh, try not to swear, and I swear straight away. I can't help it, right? I watched a load of YouTube videos as per usual, and I tell you what, I've seen there's a YouTube channel, and he's got the best fighting game collection on the PlayStation 1 I've ever seen. Okay, so the YouTube channel's name is Access Area 6. I will tag them in the channel, okay? So please go check them out. I got a red mark there. Access Area 6. And the video is my PS1 fighting games and what they are worth. So what he does is he's showing off his games. He's in his games room, and he's got like a list. He's done his homework. So he shows you the game, then tells you not what it's worth, what it's sold for. And I thought it was interesting. I base my games, because the easiest way for me is CX. It's all in one place. But he's taken the trouble to go through. So you'll hold up a game like Street Fighter Alpha 3. Not what it's selling for, what it's sold for. So he'll say like, this game sells for between 20 to 40, or a lot of the games like 50 to 100. Some people are asking like £150 plus for some of these games, like some of the Darkstalkers games he's got in his collection. And the other thing, every single game he's got is mint, right? He's very careful how you open them. It's a good tip. I knew that, but don't open them from... Excuse me. We'll do... Just borrow Guilty Gear. Again, go check this channel out. So if someone... Don't open the game there. Open it from the sides. Do you know what I mean? It's like... It's quite simple, I thought, but some people do. Open it that way. No, if you want to look after your cases, open it that way. Oh, good game. Shout out Guilty Gear. Yeah, she goes through. I thought it was really interesting. But, like, I really enjoyed the video. Right? I hadn't long got back from work, so I was just chilling out. Put that on. And then it was like, kind of put that on in the background. Then I ended sitting down and I was like, fuck, look at the condition on that. And, like, all the cases, you show in the disc, there's not a mark on these discs, right? And it's the best collection of PS1 fighting games I've ever seen. And it was like big hitter after big hitter after big hitter. I won't spoil it. Go and check out the channel. And right at the end, right, I had absolutely no idea. He gives me a shout out at the end of the video. He gives me and another channel. So thank you very much. And this isn't because he shouted me out. I'm going to give him a shout out. This is genuine. It was such a nice surprise. I subscribed to the channel. I enjoyed his game room tour. And I think he commented on a couple of my videos. So you know, whenever people comment, I always check out, oh, what's that? And then I'll subscribed. And then this just came up on my my watch list or whatever on YouTube. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. So thank you very much for giving me a shout out at the end. But yeah, please go check out that video. Consider subscribing to his channel as well. Help the guys out, you know. Yeah, I really enjoyed that video. Really, really good. I think I've watched it twice actually as well. What else have I been watching? Evo Japan is on, in case you didn't know. I've only watched a little bit. I watched the Grand Blue Fantasy Versus finals. And I watched some of the heats of Melty Blood. So I just got the itch to play those games now, you know. But yeah, I'm probably going to catch up throughout the day. I'll have it on kind of in the background. Sunday's my house cleaning day. But because I'm looking after my mum's dog, I don't know what time they're going back. So I'm going to film this video while it's uploading, catch up on the housework. And if you haven't got a dog, or if you've got a dog, you probably know the amount of fucking hoovering you got to do, especially this time of the year, because it's getting warmer now, isn't it? So they start molting. But then when you got two dogs running around, you got twice as much. I hoovered midweek, and it doesn't look like I've bothered hoovering, you know. So I got a exciting day to look forward to. Yeah, so I'll put a little bit of Evo Japan on in the background. And what have I been reading? Right, I got 2 books, or I was reading The Never-Ending Story, okay? And I noticed I didn't have the urge to go back to it. I've only got, well, over 100 pages left. This book's fucking taken me forever to read. And I'm so guilty of this over the years, right? Because I've read, for example, 375 pages, I think don't stop reading it. You got to finish the book, otherwise all that's gone to waste. But if you didn't know, I wasn't aware. Obviously, there's Never-Ending Story 1 movie and there's Never-Ending Story 2 movie, and both of them are based on the book. So, but the exciting bit, or the bit that I really enjoyed, it was an easy read, the first book. But then I vaguely remember watching. I watched it a couple of times, Never-Ending Story 2, and it's nowhere near as good movie as the first one. And unfortunately, the second half of this book is nowhere near as good as the first half of the book. So last night, I just made the decision, don't force yourself to read it. If it's no good, or you're not enjoying it, move on to the next book. So that's what I've done. I've just started reading Alien Out of the Shadows. And it's just basically introducing you to the main character. And, what was his name? I'm literally Chris Hooper. Or Hoop, as he's known in it. Or Hoops, I think they call him. So this book is set between the movie Alien and Aliens. I don't know if it's going to be on the planet or what, but I'm literally just started reading it last night, and I was like, I really enjoyed that. So yeah, that's what I've been reading. I think that is everything. Don't forget to go and check out Access Area 6. Yeah, I think that'll do for this video. Let me know, what games have you been playing, or should I play Kingdom Come? Or I've always got small games on the go and a big game, or shall I actually just get the Ascent done? I might just smash that, get it done. I'm still gonna play Fallout 4. That's gonna live on my stay in my hard drive for a little while and just level up a little bit and just see if there's any other stories and stuff. Feel like it's unfinished business there. Okay, I'm just gonna check I haven't missed anything out. Disney, oops. Yeah, I think that is pretty much everything. Thank you very much everyone that watches my videos to the end, or watches my videos. Please, please, please Hadouken that subscribe button. I will love you forever and ever and ever. As always, love you. Bye. Hello there, YouTube. I always mess it up. I don't know what is wrong with me. I know exactly what I gotta say, and then I'm like, hey, YouTube.